How do you treat your enemies? That's a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. But good morning. I am Lori. This is the 1 Year Daily Bible Study. We read as a community together. We read through the Bible in a year on a reading plan. And we encourage you to read through the Bible with us and to share your nuggets in the comments on Facebook or YouTube or the app. I believe you can share your comments with us and your nuggets with us in the comments so that we get a clearer, more rounded picture of what the Word's saying. Because God speaks to each one of us differently. Because He's an individual God, but He's also a corporate God. So, I'm so glad you're joining us this morning. I hope that I'm on. I haven't got a notification that I'm on. But I'm going to just go ahead anyway. But I am so excited about the Word today, y'all. So excited. Today we are in 1 Kings 11:1 through 12:19. And it is so good, so chocked full of stuff this morning. Solomon has started his journey down his slippery slope, so to speak, because now he's not only married Pharaoh's daughter, but he's now got 700 wives and 300 concubines. And the Lord, and it says, just right from the get-go, the Lord had clearly instructed the people of Israel, you must not marry them, the women from Moab, Ammon, Edom, Sidon, and from among the Hittites. You must not marry them because they will turn your hearts to their gods. Yet Solomon insisted on loving them anyway. He insisted on going the way of his flesh rather than going the way of God's commands. And in fact, they did turn his heart away from the Lord. So, in fact, they did. Here's the thing is, there's a reason why, it's just like parents with our kids. If I tell you no, you can't do something, I'm telling you for a reason. Maybe that reason's not understood, but here's the thing I have learned lately with my grandson and his diagnosis is he may not understand no, but he doesn't trust me enough to know that my no is for his good. So Solomon may have trusted the Lord, but he wanted to please his flesh more. He wanted to please his flesh more. And so he decided not to listen to the commands of God. And then it says in verse 4, in Solomon's old age, they turned his heart from worship. And it talks about how he made them Asherah poles. Solomon he even worshipped the other gods. He worshipped Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Sidonians, Moloch, the detestable gods of the Ammonites. In this way, and I love this line, it jumped out at me so much last night when I was studying. In this way, Solomon did what was evil in the Lord's sight. He refused to follow the Lord completely as his father David had done. So, completely, not perfectly, completely. Not perfectly, completely. David didn't follow the Lord perfectly in order to be so endeared to God's heart and God to raise up his dynasty. He didn't follow God perfectly. He followed God completely, meaning I'm gonna screw up. And David did screw up. We knew what his screw ups were. They were public. They had harsh consequences. he did things that were completely out of what God had told him to do, but he still followed God completely, meaning that once his heart was revealed to him, he immediately went back to God. He went to God with all of his issues. He went to God with all of his fears. But he trusted God because he had such a relationship. He knew that God had his back, that God was going to fight for him, that God wanted the best for him, even though he experienced the harsh consequences of making a mistake. He followed God completely. Solomon, on the other hand, trusted God, and he asked for wisdom rather than all this wealth and all of this fame and everything. And as a result, and this is just my opinion in reading it, as a result, things came a little bit easier for Solomon than they did for David. He didn't have to go through the trials and the hard times and build that trust relationship with God. I believe that Solomon